Hi all, good morning. In this video, again, we'll be seeing one more interview scenario on Informatica. Now, let's understand the data first. So, this is the source data in which I am having two columns, ID and name. Now, if you will see for the first three records, the ID is 10 and the corresponding column is safe. Then the second record, the ID is null, corresponding name is. Again, the third record corresponding ID value is null, and again it has a value. So what I want to do is an output. So I want to concatenate this. So 10 and the output should be Saif, Hanif, Sheikh. So I want to take care of these null values coming in my ID. That's the only trick in this scenario. So let's try to implement this and let's try to see the source data and write some logic and get the desired result as an output. I've already imported my source and target structures. Let's go over here and let's start designing the mapping. I'll use a transformation called expression transformation, and I'll write some conditions. Let's bring in both the columns. Now what I'll do is over here is let's say I'll create a column name that is, let's say, v underscore flag, I would say, and this will have a value of 10. So data type, let's say double, and let's write a small if condition. If is null of my column, that is ID, for the first time it will have a value. So at that time I would be assigning the actual column. And the second time and third time it won't be having any value. So what I will do is I will store this ID value in a variable port called v underscore previous ID, which I need to create. So it will throw an error. Yes. So first we will sort out that. Let's come over here. Let's copy this and let's paste this and let's bring this down. And let's name this as v underscore previous ID. Now this should not throw me an error. Now this is passing beautifully, and let's take this ahead. So let's say we'll take this name as ID only, v underscore ID, and let's take as an output o underscore ID, data type of table, and here it would be. So here we have taken care of null, and here I need to store my ID. No, here let's say let's name this a bit appropriately. So this is the current ID. So this needs to come over here. So let's copy this and let's paste this. Okay, so that would get stored over here as an output. So we would be taking this ahead. V underscore current ID looks good to me. Let's move ahead. I'll create a transformation called aggregator. I'll do a group by on ID column. So this ID will go over here, this name will go over here. So this will be now my input put. Now let's create a variable of ID, and in that we will store the input of ID. Okay, now let's take this up and let's create a flag column. Concatenation and string, let's give a size of 50. We'll write a small concatenation condition. If the coming, that is the input of ID, and that is equals to the variable ID, then what I need to do is I need to concatenate this column with a space with the column 2. I'll start with this. So done, and let's copy and paste this code, and let's print this down. So this is the output port, and let's paste this, and we would be doing a group by on ID column. So this is the input. Let's do a group by. Okay, so that's it. So the concatenated values will go over here, and the ID will go over here. So let's save this mapping. Mapping is valid. Copy the mapping name. Let's create a task that is a session, and associate your mapping 65th. Let's do a source target connection name and properties. Okay, let's say okay and save this mapping. So if you see, this is the source data, the null values, and this is the target table which has no data. Let's execute this task and let's see the result. So successfully executed, 8 records have been read and 3 records have been written, and let's see the data. So that's it. So if you'll see 10, and the first column name is it has been concatenated, and we have propagated the ID column to the null values. Same goes for the second record and the third record. So that was we were expecting and we have achieved. Please go through this video and understand what I have done, and try to understand and implement anywhere if a scenario comes like this, and do share with your friends and like this video. Thanking you for watching this, and take care.